Man, that's a cool intro. I like that. Welcome, everybody, to the Dough Show. It is Friday. Sometimes we take Fridays off for the Dough Show, but not today. I thought I'd come in here and chat with you guys a little bit. Well, it's the weekend, right? You've got the weekend coming up, and historically, you make the worst financial decisions with your discretionary income over the weekend. So before we even get started, I just wanted to say, have a great weekend, but try not to mess up your dough, of course. If you're just watching for the first time, my name is Dustin. I'm a financial advisor with Jazz Wealth Managers, and this show is really just to try to help you get your dough straight. Any topics, studies, references that we can use to help you get your dough straight, we'll do that, because the best investors are those that have their dough straight. And that's just a funny way of saying, make sure that you have your money right, you got your dollars coming in or greater than the dollars going out. We got to make sure you've got your personal finances in order, and that really helps make the best investors. We know that because we work with retirement investors. We help with your retirement investments. We build and manage our own portfolios, 100% fiduciaries, and from time to time we see people that do not have their dough straight. They watch a video, they see our advertisements locally, whatever it may be, they sign up, they don't have their dough straight, they eventually have to stop. And I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. Doesn't, it's not that you lose a customer or something. It's just, it's the worst thing you can do for yourself. So make sure you spend some time this weekend getting your dough straight if you get a chance to. Okay. You know how they say a third of all Americans have less than $5,000 saved for retirement? Well, next year, I'm going to be doing a lot of speeches at the industry conferences and stuff that they have, and I want to sort of prove them wrong. And so if I help you in a way, hit the subscribe button. It'd be great. I want to use the data from this channel as far as engagement to show that people really do care about their investments and retirement learning and stuff in general. So if you wouldn't mind doing that, that would be great. Now, the study that says the 33% of, 1/3 of you have less than $5,000 in retirement savings, I thought, who came up with that? Where's this data? Show me the data, because I want to start digging through it. Well, the actual number is 31.2% of you between 25 and 64 have less than $5,000 in savings, not necessarily retirement. There's a 401k study that did for 401ks, but the Survey of Consumer Finances, which actually is from 2013, did the study that says 31.2% of you have $5,000 or less in your savings, your retirement, anything of that nature, anything you're doing to save money. Well, so that's where they get the number from. 38.9% of you have $10,000 or less, right? That's not too good. If you're between the ages of 25 and 64, you're not very excited to see that number, right? $10,000 or less is all you have in savings. Almost 40% of Americans, it's not good. Now, I would venture that that number has gone up since 2013 because the economy's done better. More people have jobs today. Well, more people have jobs today than they did in 2013. I'd like to see the study done again. I don't know if it has been done. I'm pretty sure it hasn't been done because I looked it up. I haven't seen it. Now, of this study, this is what I want to talk about today. Does saving for retirement make your personal finances better? Think about it. You go, oh, of course it does, Dustin, because you're saving for money, so your personal finances are better. No, I mean, does saving for retirement in one fashion or another make your budgeting better, make your debt better, make your general bills better? Are you better at managing your overall personal finances? Let's take retirement out for a second. Are you better at doing that because you have a retirement account, because you dove in and did the retirement account? So what's really cool, I'm going to throw that one away. What's really cool is when they did this study, I pulled it up, so I pulled up the notes here. They said that those that do not have any type of retirement investment at all, whether it's a workplace plan, a Roth IRA, maybe it's something that you're participating in through a charitable organization that you work for and they offer you something, 79.6% of the people that do not participate in any type of retirement plan have $10,000 or less in savings, period. let's just call it 80%. 80% have $10,000 or less. Only 13.1% of you who participate, these are people with the IRAs, the 401k, maybe the Roth, whatever. So only 3.1% of you have less than $10,000 saved up. That's a horrible one, right? So 80% of you that are not participating in any retirement account, you got 10%. You could basically just count on if you don't have a retirement account of any kind, you don't have a lot of savings. You're not good at saving money. You don't take time to save money. But if you do, if you do have a retirement account of some kind, then you have more than 10,000. Most of you have more saved. You have an emergency fund. You've paid off credit cards. You have maybe a personal wealth account that we talked about yesterday. So I thought that was really, really interesting. Now, of that, people that have IRAs, 401ks, Roths, they're saving for retirement, 87.4% of them also owned a home and it had equity in their home. That's pretty cool. And keep in mind, the study was done in 2013. So not everybody had recovered from the whole, 2008, 9, 10 collapse there. So how interesting is that? People that have retirement accounts clearly show that they make better financial decisions. They go buy a house that they can afford because it has equity in it, right? They're not upside down on a house. They, go and do that. They recognize the value of owning a house. They recognize the value of putting money away in savings, not just retirement. I thought that was really cool. Now, let's keep taking it a step further. You know how I do it. So of these people, now we got clearly people that save for retirement are better with their dough. That's awesome. That's just cool to see. People that save for retirement are better at buying houses and have equity in their houses. That's cool. Let's take it a step further. People with IRAs and Roths and stuff like that. How about debt, right? Without. So people that have retirement accounts, what's their debt to asset ratio? Meaning the financial assets that they have. We can count the house in this one. It may be a business. It may be something collectible that they're investing in. Their high interest savings accounts, their CDs, maybe bank accounts. Wow, CDs, I haven't said that in years. Okay, so what's their debt to asset ratio? Well, actually, if you don't have this, let me do it like this. So this is without any type of IRA, and this is with the IRA. The basic story is the debt to asset ratio for those with IRAs is half of those without. Half. Right? So if you have an IRA, Roth IRA, that means you also probably are working on owning a home or own a home that has equity in it, which means that your debt to asset ratio is half of those that do not. This clearly shows that people who do not take time to do anything for their retirement won't take time to do anything else for their finances, and that's unfortunate. Part of it could be education. Okay? I want to show you a quick picture here real quick, if I can get out of the way. There you go. This is the percentage of families in the study, by the way, that have people 25 to 64 that participate in some type of retirement account by income category. Now it starts over here with the lowest income and goes all the way to the highest income over here. The lowest income people do not participate as much as the highest income people. Why do you think that is? I know a lot of people will gravitate towards, well, they don't have any money. They can't. They don't make enough money. And nowadays, that is just that's not an argument. It's not an argument. You can invest $1. You guys know this. You can go to any of these online apps. You can invest 50 cents, period. And just call it the end of the day. I invest 50 cents in 500 different stocks and you're done. You know you could do that. So there's no excuse for the low-income person to do it. I'm not going to say that these people don't want to. I'm going to say that these people don't get the help that they need to do it, right? So the people that have a lot of money, in my industry, if you have a lot of money, and nowadays you have to have a lot of money, you're getting the phone calls from these big advisors at the big companies and they're like, hey, how's it going today? See, you got like $6 million in your bank account. Let's talk, right? The people in the lower income category, they don't get that phone call. They don't get that postcard. They don't get that invite to the dinner where the guy is going to talk about Social Security. They don't get it, right? So people in the lower, that's why I love what I do here, because I don't care what income you make, I want to give you the same advice. in my opinion, that graph should be a little bit skewed, because people that are in the lower category of income, they could be just starting out. It could be a single mother, father, whatever it may be. It doesn't mean they're bad people, right? They're busy, they're working. So the education should be to those people. Forget the people at the high end. They got the education. They got everything they needed to get to where they're currently at. Congratulations, they did a good job. Nothing wrong with a rich person, but the people down here, they need the help. They need the boost. And so that opportunity, I think, is part of the reason, all right? Okay, a couple quotes from the study. The debt to asset ratio decreases more sharply for those with individual accounts, such as retirement accounts and workplace plans. What that means is, if you have a Roth IRA or something, your debt to assets decreases more sharply than if you don't. Oh, I should have done a different color. This is without, this is with. And you can do one of these fancy things. Look at me drawing fancy charts today. Right? All this means is, when you have retirement accounts, you have homes with equity in it, you've got things going on, you're more interested in reducing your debt. That makes sense. You're paying more attention to your finances. The younger people that maybe are, haven't started retirement accounts yet, they haven't done anything, they could care less about their debt right now. And so over time, they get into that habit. And so as they age, this is say 25, this is 64. As they age, they're less interested in learning. Their financial habits aren't as good. And so their debt to asset ratio does decline, but not very much over that time period. So pretty cool. And then it says, what do we have here? Overall, those with retirement assets have significantly more assets, period. And the retirement account assets make up the largest share of their financial assets. Those without retirement assets typically have very low overall financial assets of any kind, so almost nothing to draw from for retirement expenses. It's a habit, right? The study probably could have been just made up. Like, these people probably didn't need to do the research that they did. You get it. If you start with bad habits, you might finish with slightly better than bad habits, but probably bad habits. If you start with bad habits and you learn and you get your retirement accounts going, then great. You end up with a nice little scenario there. That's pretty cool. Now, part of it is, hey, when we're in our 20s, I was here too. When you're in your 20s, you don't know the effects of bad accumulating debt. You're going to college, you're just getting started, you're still hanging out with your friends, right? So it's not, you can't blame those people. We need better education, we need better support and everything, but it's not that they're bad people. Most of us started with some kind of debt, and then some of us go, that sucks, I want to get rid of that. And other people go, I don't really care, right? Big difference. Okay. And then basically the last part here was lower income participants don't participate as much in retirement accounts, and they didn't really give a reason why. I'm saying it's because education. The big companies will help you when you have a lot of money. Well, how do you get to have a lot of money or a lot of financial assets if you don't get the help? Right? You got to get help. So I just thought that was interesting. I didn't mean to sort of rant on that one. It's just proof that when you do save for retirement, go to your workplace plan. Sign up for the 401k today if there's a match. If there's not a match there, then you want to consider a different account type. We have tons of videos on that. But by doing something, your mind is getting used to it. Your mind is getting in the game, and when your mind gets in the game, it goes, what else can I do, right? It's like when you go, I go into the kitchen in the middle of the night and I left out a cookie on the countertop or something, right? I go, whoa, good for me, I found a cookie. And then my mind goes, are there more cookies? Maybe I'll go look over here. Maybe there's a few more, right? So you do the same with your finances. You look and you go, I'm doing the right thing. I'm putting so much money away. Oh, this is great. It's adding up. Everything's good. Can I do better? Every customer of ours does it. They start down this path and then they go, wait a minute, Dustin, this other money over here is just sitting here. Should that go into a high interest savings account? Should I buy a CD? Should I wait because I'm going to buy a house or something? And then your mind gets wrapped around it. That's the coolest thing when I see that from people, because it's important. All right. Hey, happy Friday. How's it going? The study, unfortunately, and it's done by, if you want to look, it's EBRI. are the people that put the whole thing together if you want to take a look at it. ebri.org, great website. You went to Chase the other day to talk investments, mortgages. Chase, the guy wouldn't give me the time of the day. Chase is the worst, ML. They are the worst. I get to watch like how they train these people. They train them to be salespeople. Nothing wrong with it. It's just kind of shady, right? So they train them to be salespeople, and obviously you have to meet certain income requirements for them to spend time on it, because to them it's an efficiency thing, right? The efficiency, they want to make sure they're getting paid for the dollars that they're paying the people to talk with you. They are the worst. I hear more complaints from people that go, I was just going in there to ask a simple personal finance question on one of the platforms that they offer, and the guy was like, yeah, you just go online and look for the answer. Oh, I hate that. I could share so many stories with that. Matthew is a rare exception. Remember, well, it didn't say 100% of you would do well if you had retirement accounts, right? There's always going to be a few exceptions to the rule. Cato, in Europe, the IRA the bank offers me is put in a pension fund that charges aggressiveness the closer you are. Yeah, it's kind of like a target date fund here, Cato. I can't speak for exactly what that investment is, but it sounds like it's very similar to a target date fund. Or at least here in the States, if it's a target date fund, technically you own it, so they can't really change the terms on you, or there's no history of them doing that. Pension plans, much different story. Yeah. High 4. I love it. Thoughts on Thomas Sowell? I don't know who that is. I've never heard the name. I think, did you post that the other day? I think that's the only other place I've seen it. Maybe in a comment or something. I don't know who it is. You hide the money from yourself. Nice. Wow. Yeah. Okay, cool. Use Merrill Edge and their customer service is really good. They call me a little too often. Nice. Well, that's good. I mean, calling you at least is better than nothing, right? It's better than them never working with you. Nice. Okay, well, hey, we'll be back for the closing beat later, going over the stock market. A little activity today, by the way, in the stock market. If you want to see us go over that, I think what we're going to do today is a little different. Fridays, we're going to do the general overview, then we're going to go through charts. We're going to look through technical analysis and things like that because I think that's interesting, and it's my show. All right, guys, I will see you later. Hope you'll join us for that. If I helped you in some way, please hit the subscribe button so that we can kind of include you in our study that we do for all the conferences that we're going to do next year. I appreciate it. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon.
Why should you choose Jazz Wealth as your retirement or long-term investing service? Our portfolios are managed by us, not some faceless mutual fund manager. Our private classes will teach you everything about investing and getting your dough straight. Best of all, our fiduciary standard means your best interest comes before ours.
Hey, wait! Before you go watch one of our other great videos, have you had a chance to see our new Fin Tips videos? They focus on one topic at a time, covering investing, personal finance, and anything that can quickly help you with your dough. Best of all, we'll keep it real short, because we know time is money.